This week on No Cell Service, our hosts cover the action horror, The Purge. This content is intended for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, here we are at one of the... Does this qualify as a classic?
I think it would now qualify as a classic. It is 13 years old.
Wow. Okay. So what's like the time frame for something to like, how old does something have to be? Because I know like after 25 years or so or something like that, you're like it's considered like vintage or whatever. But like,
I mean, Twilight's considered a classic. When did that come out? The books
before The Purge.
Well, yeah, way, but like
it was like mid 2000s, late 2000s.
Well, this came out in 2013. So the movies came out in came out in 2008.
Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
book
what I was thinking.
Came out in 2005.
Dang.
I didn't realize it had come out that late or that early. Sorry. What? Because in middle school, everyone was reading Twilight.
Yeah.
And that was 07, 08? No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ish. 08 to
around
09. Because started high school in 10. Or I started high school in 2010. In that era, everyone was reading Twilight, and it's considered a classic. At least
Yeah,
the books are, so...
honestly, everyone knows about The Purge, right? Like, if you could walk up to an average Joe at a coffee shop and be like, but like The Purge, though. And he'd be like, yeah.
If they haven't seen it, you know of it.
Yeah, you still know what The Purge is.
A lot like Rubber.
Yeah, yeah. If you've never seen Rubber, someone will mention it and you'll be like, is that the movie about the killer tire or whatever? And people will be like, yup.
Yep. This movie, I didn't realize how decisive or polarizing this movie is.
Mm.
So I delved into Reddit because I'm like, hey, classic movie. Good time to dive into Reddit about it. It's been a hot second since I've done that.
Mm-hmm.
One thread, one R Reddit, whatever, was really good positive things. It was like, hey, I just watched The Purge for the first time. Like, this was really good. I enjoyed blah, blah, blah. Like, how this stood up. Like, and then watching it in 2026 and the political standing and yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to get really political in this episode.
No.
But I do have in my notes, you remember when we watched V for Vendetta? And after that, we were just like, fuck. That's kind of how I felt about the end of this. But instead of being fuck dystopia, it was like, fuck, I'm angry.
Yeah.
Then I went to a different thread where someone had just watched it for the first time and they're like, this movie fucking sucks. They gave you, because the biggest complaint I saw was that James, what the fuck is his last name? James DeMonaco, the director and writer.
Mm-hmm.
His whole idea was like, the whole United States is doing this purge,
mm-hmm.
blah, blah, blah. And they're like, and then you gave us a fucking home invasion. And I was like, yeah, you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
I have things to say about that because I think if that's the first thing that someone jumps into when it comes to the movie itself, how do I put this? I think that the first Purge movie works best because the whole concept itself is scary, mm-hmm. right? Thinking about being out in public and being in chaos where people are just murdering each other. That's scary, but it's another thing to have this heightened sense of security and safety. And, like we'll talk about some of the things that they do to ensure their safety during the night.
Mm-hmm.
And like the fact that they're not even safe despite all that shit is, I think, what really makes the movie more terrifying. You know what I mean? Like
I super agree.
You have to look at it as like, dude, what do you mean? Nobody's safe. The creepiest motherfuckers will show up on your doorstep and do whatever they can to get the fuck in. I'm sorry. What do you, like? People who want to see the craziness just want to see a bunch of action, and that's not what this movie is.
They want the second Purge.
Yeah.
Or all of the purges that follow,
and see,
right?
that's what they decided to give the audience what they wanted, but.
So
I never watched the later ones because I loved the first. The whole thing about it was just like so specific to the first. And then after it, like branching out, I was just like, I don't want to see strangers running around on the street.
The second one was good because the second one follows like a group of 5 people.
Okay.
So, but they're in like downtown city and having to survive the night.
Which does sound scary in and of itself, but that's like a different...
Well, and 4 of the people don't want to be outside doing these things, and 1 of the people do. So it's a good thing. But like, okay, I have like quotes from the Reddit down here. Why would we care about one family when there is hell happening outside? Show us what's happening outside. The comment right under that was someone saying, that's the whole point of the Purge, that no one cares about the individual families it's affecting. They only care about the broader picture outcome.
Yeah.
Like, you're missing the point.
Yeah.
And the same person commented on that comment and was like, yeah, exactly. We got a home invasion. That's not what I wanted to see. Like, did not care about this family. And I'm like, you're missing the whole point of the fucking movie, dude. Like,
yeah.
I really like the home invasion style.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone seemed to hate it. They're like, this is just your run-of-the-mill, whatever. But taking that aside, right? You have to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And if The Purge didn't start with this movie, they would have blown their load too soon.
Yeah.
They would not have had the building blocks to make a franchise of a movie, because you have to start on small scale and build up. You can't have for the first Purge and then, you know, like, that's not how this is going to work. You're going to jump the shark in 10 minutes.
Yeah, you can't have Thanos fucking snap his fingers in the 3rd ever Marvel movie. You know, it's got to be 30 down the line, you know, because that's what made that movie so fucking impactful. You know, when I was a kid and I watched The Purge, what was so scary to me also was the unknown. We'll get to it, but you see the dude running down the street in a panic. Mm-hmm. And like, my thought is, I'm afraid of any dark area because I don't know who's fucking lurking there waiting to like do whatever. And so it was the unknown of what was going on outside that like made it even more terrifying, you know. And then all these people show up to the house. It's like, oh my fucking God, like, what are you going to do? Nothing. And it's like, that being trapped is so visceral. And
yeah, it gives the vibes of The Strangers.
Yeah.
Like, I think people are missing the point of horror movies a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, I think you're correct. And people wanting the blood, guts, and gore without actually think of the horror aspect of, you are home. Your husband sells the most high-end security systems known to the United States that only the rich echelon can have, because they are peak performance.
You live in a gated community. Like,
multiple gated communities. Everyone knows your name. You know everyone's name. You know your neighbors. Everyone talks. Everyone knows everyone's fucking business. Tight community. And you are not safe. And on top of that, you're rich white Americans and you are not safe.
Yeah.
That's terrifying for your rich white Americans who hate to, like, that is the people who get away with everything. That is the people who are untouchable, and you are not safe in your rich echelon home. Mm-hmm. You're missing the point of the fucking movie if you think this was a shit movie.
Yeah, honestly. I agree. There's so much to it. On surface level, yeah, I could see you looking at this and being like, well, it's boring. Like, this isn't what I wanted. But it's a fucking horror movie. You're supposed to feel dread. You're supposed to feel... This movie does the thing really well with the spatial awareness. You don't know where you are in this house
ever,
most of the time.
Never know where we are.
And like, that adds to it, because when they're going around corners and shit, you know, like, whatever, you don't know what the fuck they're gonna peek around the corner to.
Nope.
Even though you've seen this fucking hallway before. It's like, it's one of those. So I don't know. People have their fucking opinions, but they just need to go watch, like...
Go watch the new Purge movies. Don't shit on the original because you like the remakes more, or the sequels more.
Yeah, go watch action movies.
Go watch World War Z.
Yeah, go.
I hear.
Just, we still gotta watch that.
30 Days a Night has a shit ton of blood, guts, and gore there.
If you want a good fucking horror movie with a lot of action like that, like, you want to see the action go down, right fucking there. Also, I'm sorry, but... And why don't we just start here? This movie starts out with a bunch of CCTV footage from around the world.
Around the States.
Not around the world. Around the United States. Of people shooting other people.
Beating the shit out of them.
Beating the fuck out of people with bats. Stabbing people.
Arson.
Yeah. You know, there's a clip of a dude, like, breaking a car window by shooting through it. Like, it's a bunch of crazy ass, like, realistic CCTV footage. I almost thought that they might have used some, like, riot footage from it because they blur out some of the faces.
They did.
Oh, that's sick.
They used some of the LA riot footage.
That's fucking crazy.
That rubs me a little bit of the wrong way. I'm not gonna lie. Like, using actual shit like that in movies always rubs me a little bit of the wrong way. But like throwing that in with a bunch of then stage shit where it just fits.
It's creepy.
Scary.
I think that's what also added to it, is because I think that is how they advertised this movie originally.
Oh yeah, it was a bunch of
the first advertisements weren't even like the actual movie. It was like the LA riots, you know, and so people
and the siren.
When you see that, you get that like drop in your stomach. You get the fucking goosebumps because that is real, you know, and while that's a bold fucking thing to do, I honestly, you know, I think it's also a bit of a statement for him to do.
Oh, no, I agree.
Look at this shit. Just because in my universe I gave the states one day to do this shit doesn't mean it doesn't fucking happen. You know, like this shit happens every day. Yeah,
we also get text on screen where it's talking about unemployment is 1% of the population. Crime is at an all-time low. Violence non-existent, except, you know, the one day, whatever. And then the new founding fathers and how they created the Purge to cleanse your souls. Blessed be America. Yeah. Blessed be America, sorry. A nation reborn. And under all of this riot footage and that kind of shit is orchestral, soft music. Yeah. And the juxtaposition of those two things is like wild.
Oh, it's so good because honestly, it almost feels like you're supposed to be put in the shoes of like the elitist.
Oh yeah.
And you're watching and listening to classical fancy music as the lower class is just killing each other. It's like, holy fuck, what a way to open a movie.
No, it's a very strong opening, and it cuts to Mr. James Sandin, or as we know him, Ethan Hawke, talking on the phone.
So yeah, this is the first time I saw him.
I was gonna say, as soon as I saw him, I was like, "Oh yeah!" You said this is the first time you had seen him in a horror movie. Was The Purge?
You know, he's not my type, but I'd probably put him on the list.
I don't know why. Sometimes I look at him, and if I'm not like fully paying attention, I think he's Kevin Bacon.
Honestly, that I
like
can
catch a glimpse,
that.
and I'm like, Kevin. Oh no, that's Ethan.
Yeah, 100%. Especially in this, because he's not wearing the glasses like he is in Sinister. But
and I think it's like also, was it Kevin Bacon was in that FBI crime drama where he's always in like the black suit with the, and so it was like he was in that too, and it was just like, wait, no,
Purge,
that's not who I'm thinking of.
Kevin Bacon.
But he's on the phone talking to a client. We've already stated he sells security systems. He told this guy that shit was gonna get fixed. It got fixed. His assistant then calls, or he calls his assistant to find out that he's #1, baby. His team sold the most security systems this quarter or whatever, and he thanks her and says it was a team effort. And you're getting the sense of this guy who is a genuinely nice guy.
Yeah.
However, he is profiting from something god awful, and he has eaten the biscuit about it. He is completely brainwashed about the entire thing.
Yeah. No, he's soaking in all that Fox News.
He's listening to it on the radio as he's driving through his gated community.
100%.
Talking about how, oh, Mr. Kim, you're walking your dog one last time. Oh, I see those blue flowers out there, whatever fucking flowers they put out to say, we support the Purge. All of these rich houses are putting them out. He's bringing home them as well to take home to his wife so they can put it out. We get a 62 minutes until lockdown text on screen. He gets home to his very, very rich house in this very rich neighborhood.
Yeah.
He is on the upper elite of this neighborhood.
It's like a foyer with marble flooring, and it's got the half spiral staircase going up to the second floor, and
it's got the RV garage with the normal 4-car garage, and
it's a nice fucking house.
It's a nice house.
Which, to be fair, you know, if you'd probably make a lot of money selling security systems in a world like that. The dude who invented Ring, he's living large right now, and we don't even have the Purge. So I can't even imagine what my boy Ethan Hawke or Sandon, I can't remember his first James is raking in every month.
See, my thing is I don't think I would blast it this much.
And that's, that's fair. I don't think I always think to myself, like, if we won the lottery, we'd want to redo this house, just add a couple things, and then, like, just have more land. I don't know what else we'd do, but, like, we don't need this extravagant 30-room mansion that it takes you 20 minutes to walk from one side to the other. Like, that's just redundant. You know what I mean?
We built our dream home in Minecraft one time. Did its what's it called, to scale, just about, besides furniture, because it's really hard to scale furniture in Minecraft.
That's so cute.
So we scaled it and made it, and there were like extra rooms just because of the way the house, like, we built a square house in Minecraft. And so we built it out how we wanted, and it was like, what is this room? It's just there because this house is square. I guess we could get rid of it. And I feel like that's what happens with a lot of those big houses. They're like, well, something has to be here. We want a room up there.
Like, in these houses, you're always entering it and then looking to either the left or the right and looking at a living room that nobody uses.
No.
And I understand it's for the looks, it's supposed to be nice, but I'm a practical man. Like, if I buy a nice couch, I'm gonna want to sit on it.
See, my thing, I understand the, like, 2 living rooms thing in a way of, like, we want kids, right?
Yes.
So I want our kids to have the one living room that they can, like, go fuck around in, and then we can have, like, the seating room, right? Where it's like, oh, our friends stop by real fast. Hey, like, let's go sit over here. We can talk so we don't fuck with it. Like, I get that, but
this is the type of house to have
has so many things that
the game room, the lounge room, the living room next to the kitchen.
They have a CCTV room that isn't anyone's office.
Yeah.
The mom has an office, and she doesn't even work as far as we know.
To be fair, a safe room makes sense to me.
Not. Is the problem. A CCTV room where you keep all of your weapons? Yes. Make it a panic room, not, this is our normal wooden door that shuts like any other room.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they also, like, and we get to see their security system activate. It's fucking hefty. I would feel extra protection for that room outside of the protection for my house. Like, me personally, without knowing the context of this movie, that would feel redundant. But maybe that's just me.
But every rich person and their grandma has a panic room. And these fuckers don't. That's
true.
just a normal thing without the Purge. People have panic rooms.
I also think this was made in the time before that was, like, general knowledge.
And no. I swear there was a movie called Panic Room. Like, there's no fucking
Well, yeah,
way.
I mean, like, I'm sure it was, like, known that they existed, but I don't think that it was known that it was a more accessible thing. Like, I don't think it was known that your average, high-class citizen would have one versus, like,
I feel like it was.
It was more like you thought of preppers or
when I think
people
of
like that who have prep rooms. And
when
stuff
I think
like
of a prepper, I think of a basement.
Yeah.
I think of a basement storage. A panic room, I think of the rich white people who are like, oh no, there's a random person we don't know outside. Panic! I feel like just everyone has a panic room when you're that rich.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It weirds me out.
I don't have a panic room. My panic room is the bathroom.
You're not rich enough to have a panic room, as far as I'm aware.
Hey, man. I'm just glad I got a roof over my head.
Mrs. Sandon, her name's Mary.
She cooking.
She making dinner, and while she's making dinner, everyone. Don't get me wrong, I get it. It's a exposition dump without being an exposition dump. It also makes sense because in my head, it's like Americans getting ready for the sports game, and they're like, "Oh yes, in the past, what are they called? Seasons. This quarterback is that's pretty much what we're saying just for the Purge." And so there's like a scientist on the TV that she's watching. They have TVs everywhere. There's a TV that she's watching, and the scientist, well, he's in a lab coat, is like, humans are inherently violent. The wars and blah, blah, blah that we do. And pretty much saying that, like, the Purge is the best thing to happen because humans are inherently violent. And now we gave direction to put that violence towards, which hard to disagree with.
Yeah. Like, that's not the way to do it.
No. And we will talk about that more when we meet the leader boy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have so many things to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Zoe is upstairs making out with her 18-year-old boyfriend that she is not supposed to be seeing because she is not 18.
Yeah, her dad does not approve.
No, I think in my head she's like 16, 15, 16.
I feel like he said she was 17, but I don't remember.
If she's 17, I'm gonna be surprised because literally this fucker at one point is like, you're so mature for your age, so age difference isn't a problem. So if she's 17, I wouldn't see it being like...
No, that makes sense, yeah. Maybe she is 16. Because she is, like... They do portray her as just like a schoolgirl.
Mm-hmm. She's like in her school uniform, like...
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Doesn't even change when she gets home. She just...
No, and the outfit choices, right? James takes off his overcoat, so he's in the white button down.
Mm-hmm.
They have two kids, so we have Zoe, who's the oldest, who's in a white button down and a black and white skirt, and then we have Charlie, who's also in a white button down. Maybe he also has a school uniform, and then instead of keeping his slacks on, he just put on like grayish sweatpants.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mom is in, I think, a black and white shirt.
It almost feels like how you would see a family dress up to take photos for the holidays. But the holiday is the Purge.
Yeah, it's really weird.
You know? So like Charlie's got that like typical white button down that you'd see like a younger boy wear. Which I love Charlie. He's he's great.
I had to stop reading a Reddit thread because it was literally everyone saying how much they wish Charlie would have fucking died.
Why?
Because he's autistic, mostly, and that he's an idiot, and he put his whole... We'll get to it, but yeah, I had to stop reading that thread because every single comment was, I wanted Charlie to die so bad.
Motherfuckers just never discovered empathy. That's crazy.
And that's scary as fuck.
Well, it's Reddit. If there is a place to find people with zero empathy, it would be
Reddit.
It would be r/titty drop or whatever you guys out there listening go to your subreddits in your free time.
Titty drop.
I don't know why that was the first one that popped into my head. It's a funny one to me.
Zoe and her boyfriend, his name's Henry. They're making out, right?
Fucking Henry.
And she looks at him and they have like this little sweet moment and she's like, I love you. And he's like, let's growl.
Yeah.
He obviously does not want to say he loves her.
This is the first time I discovered cringe as a child.
He's like, no, we need to find our own thing. I love you, so overrated. Like, let's growl at each other.
All right, you manipulative fuck.
Pretty much. Like, we learn throughout this movie that he is not a good guy.
No,
because I have comments after the fact.
He's just the stereotypical, like, 18-year-old manipulative boy because he just wants sex.
Yes. And then we get to a part where I'm like...
Yes.
What happened?
Yeah.
Which...
We'll get there.
We'll get there. There's so many things that we'll get there, too. But whatever, they're growling.
And then she's like, you can't be here. You gotta go before we...
We have to go. They could hear Henry coming up, or not Henry, James coming up the stairs.
That's right, yeah.
So she goes out onto her balcony to let him climb off the edge, and one of the neighbors is sharpening his machete on a grinder.
Yeah.
And I was like...
It's very ominous. It's such a good shot because you're thinking about this. You're thinking about having to lock down. You're thinking about the fact that people are going out and killing each other at that night. But then this gives you a glimpse into like the day of and like the preparation and like then your brain thinks like there's probably people out there that are racking up shotgun shells, putting on fucking, Kevlar vests and hunting gear and... there could be people with fucking ghillie suits just sitting in the woods, like, with a fucking rifle. It's just, your mind goes so many places with this one little instance of, like, oh yeah, people are preparing for this because, like, they're ready. And that's, just hope that you didn't piss off the fucking worker at McDonald's or something when you were upset that they didn't give you your fucking sweet and sour sauce, like, because he might come for you if he knows where you live.
Oh, and I forgot to say this at the top. Along with the newscast, there are specific members of the government who are immune to the Purge. You cannot kill them, and then only
It's like level 10 something classification.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Which I'm assuming is just like presidents,
members
of Congress, like.
Yeah, it's
government officials.
Well, it's probably like the new founding fathers and, extended whatever.
Those people got panic rooms. They got
Yeah.
bunkers for fucking sure.
Fuck yeah, they do. And then class 4 weapons class 4 and lower weapons are illegal. They don't tell you what anything is.
I'd assume that maybe a good benchmark for tier 5 would probably be like a rocket launcher.
That's what I was thinking. Like rocket launchers
you can't
are like
use
grenades.
IEDs. You can't use explosives, but you can use semi-automatic weapons. You can use rifles.
Oh, Zoe's 15.
Oh. Henry.
Dude.
She can't even drive yet, bro. You can legally smoke cigarettes. Well, not anymore.
Not anymore.
But
In 2013,
in 2013, yeah.
he can get drafted.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's creepy.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, though.
No, I don't even... My mind's been all over the place, dude.
No, that's fair.
I fucking hate this thing. Y'all can't see it, but I'm pointing to my computer.
We talked about it during your stream that I keep forgetting to upload the VOD to YouTube for, but...
It won't let me send the VOD to Tay for some fucking reason.
That's weird. I got it. Did you clean out your Google Drive?
Yeah, I did.
No, we mentioned this on stream. We really thought his PC was going to crash midstream. It made it, but it did crash earlier today. So hopefully we can get through all of recording this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, recording should be fine. It's just anything else besides like opening a fucking Google Chrome tab raises my CPU temperature. It doesn't matter.
It's just sad. So fucking Henry. He gets snuck out. Mary puts the flowers out in front of their house to say, hey, we support the Purge. Yeah, you support the Purge in your safe community is how you support the fucking Purge.
Yeah.
Grace comes over to give some cookies, and the Halversons stop by in their car. They have a little nice little chit chat. They ask if Grace is doing her annual Purge party, and she's like, no, it's just low key this year. Grace? Ugh.
Yeah.
Immediately, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, she's got that smile that the only reason she's smiling like that is because she's forced herself to smile like that for long enough, and now her face is just stuck like that. Mm-hmm. And the reason that she's made herself smile like that is probably mischievous or two-faced a little bit.
There you go. That's the word I was looking for.
It's just uncomfortable. You're like, it'd be one of those neighbors where you're like, I'm glad you're nice to me when we talk, but please don't talk to me. Oh, you're coming over here. Okay, I guess we gotta do this right now. Hi, hey, how's it going? Oh my god, how are the kids?
Yeah, literally you have the small talk with because they won't let you not.
No.
Well, Grace says, the neighborhood's talking about your new addition. It's almost like we paid for it since your husband sold every single one of us these security systems. And Mary just looks at, side eyes, is that what the neighborhood's saying? And she's like, it's just gossip. Don't worry about it. And nothing scares me more than rich people with a lot of influence who are now mad.
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as that happened, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
You're on a hit list, my guy, and I don't think you realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, she says about the not having the Purge party that they're just going to watch some Purge events instead. Is everything just live streamed from CCTV footage onto, can people just watch what's happening?
I'm assuming so. I mean, you can go on the internet right now and watch CCTV footage of somewhere in fucking Florida if you want. You know what I mean? It's just I'm assuming that especially because it's an event, or almost they treat it kind of like a holiday, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing though, is no one's working, so it's not as if they have a helicopter driver.
Yeah, I would almost think that it was just
CCTV.
But in a world like that, that there would be a group of people who would try to cover that kind of stuff for monetization.
Well, yeah, there's probably a bunch of live streamers who have body cams on them that GoPros that are streaming their shit on Twitch.
Yeah, there's the...
Oh my... side tangent on that, it's legal in the States. Would that shit get modded? Would that shit get taken down if they live stream to Twitch? It technically breaks community guidelines because it's inciting violence.
No, I think it 100% wouldn't be streamed. I think it would be flagged because, I mean, dude, there's shit that you can't watch on Twitch that like you can just watch on TV. You know,
that's fair. It was just a side tangent about like streaming this kind of stuff.
It is a thought though of like, what if there was a, you know, in that universe there very well could have been a platform dedicated to
only Purge
streaming the Purge, recycling Purge clips. Of course, back when the movie came out, social media presence wasn't as strong as it is today. It was still strong, but it didn't have its fucking. If you told someone you were going to be a content creator, they would side glance you hard. Yeah. They'd be like, what the fuck does that mean? Yeah. You're going to create content? All right, good luck making a fucking living. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's a lot of interesting things, though, especially like with this movie being specific to its time a little bit and with like how everything's changed for us over the years. It's just... You know, and maybe these questions have been answered in the later Purge ones. I know they ended up making a prequel called The First Purge. There's a TV show that has 2 seasons. There's a shit ton of stuff I didn't know about because I only thought there were 4 Purge movies. Maybe I should just watch it all. While you're waiting for your computer to get fixed. Yeah, honestly. But all of that to say, shit be weird. Mm-hmm. And I don't trust Grace. Mm-hmm. Mary goes back inside. They wish each other a safe night because that's what you do on Purge night. Oh, have a safe night, blah, blah, blah. She continues making dinner and gets jump scared by Timmy, which is a baby doll glued, the torso, arms, and head of a baby doll glued to the top of a tank with a glowing eye and half of its face melted off. Its name is Timmy. It reminds me of the from Toy Story? Yeah. 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 It does. It's literally that from Toy Story. Yeah. And a little tank and... A little RC tank. Yeah, and Mary looks down at it, says, Charlie, you scared me, help me come down for dinner, blah, blah, blah. Charlie comes down, explains the upgrades to Timmy, where he has made it pretty much silent, and like insulated the motors, did all this stuff. It also plays old-timey music. Yeah, because that's what Timmy enjoys. Yes. And everyone... who says that Charlie should die, I'm like, didn't have no empathy. Yeah. Because everyone's thing was like, oh, he should die. And then someone was like, he's autistic. And like, you shouldn't have to say a kid's autistic for someone not to want to murder them. Yeah, you shouldn't want to wish death on a child. You fucked up when you were a kid. You made mistakes. Also, we'll get to it. Continuing forward before we spoil things. He jump scares her again, though, when he comes downstairs because he's behind the fridge door. She, like, opens the fridge to pull something out, and he's just standing there, much like My Soul to Take when What's-His-Fuck is standing behind the bathroom. Oh, yeah. Oof. Charlie is very much affected by the Purge. He's very sullen about the whole thing, and Mary, whether or not she's trying to convince him or herself, that the Purge is necessary for the economy, it's necessary for how their society runs now. And it does a lot of good. Like, the United States of America is what it is today because of the new founding fathers and the Purge. Ew. Yeah. They sit down to eat a no-carb dinner that Mary says, like, 4 times. She's like, can you believe it? No carbs. No carbs in this. I would hate to have a no-carb dinner. Is that just salad? Yeah, I couldn't even tell what they were eating. But that also just, like, doesn't... It was 2013. Everyone cared about carbs. Which carbs are good for you, by the way, if you didn't know that. Macros. Your macros, funny. You need them. People are like, this is bad for you. It's like, no. You forget that too much of anything is bad for you. Yes. And that's the problem, is people do too much of the one thing. You just gotta... Everything in moderation, man. They're sitting at like a 6-person table, and each one of them has a side. Yeah. And... don't get me wrong, we have a table that seats 6, 8, depending, because we have the bench seat. It has a leaf in it that you can shrink it, so you're much more, like, close and intimate with things. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm sorry. The squeak. The squeak. Sometimes it doesn't pick it up, it's alright.
They have so much space. They can, like, spread their arms out and not touch each other. This is like a rich person dining table, and it's really weird.
This is like a COVID dining table.
Yes.
6 feet.
6 feet away from the people you're quarantining with.
Yeah.
But James tries to make it a normal night. He looks over at Zoe and asks her how her day was, and she's like, I'm not doing this. This is stupid.
I don't want to fucking do this. It's stupid. And he's like...
They all just stare at her until she caves and says, I had a calc test. Everything was normal. It was a normal day. It was fine.
She's like, you don't care? And he's like, actually, I do care. Like, I want to know how you're doing. Which, like, yeah. I get that you understand the day is stupid. But, like, well, to be fair, I think in her stance, it's stupid that they're sitting down, eating a normal dinner, quote unquote, trying to act like everything's fine. I think that was the point, being like, this is fucking dumb. Like, you don't need to act like
we don't need to act normal
happening.
when there's, shit actively happening.
Yeah.
I think half of it's also she's still mad at him for not letting her see Henry. So she's just across the board being a teenager about everything. I
can't wait for that. My future daughter's I know she's gonna bring home some fucking idiots.
Probably.
It's just how it is.
The other thing, though, is it very much feels like James is just doing this as a pretense because he just wants to talk about his day. He goes to Charlie and then he stops and is like, wait, do you mind? Can it be my day now? Can I tell you about my news? And what ends up, I wish I would have wrote this conversation down more. They say something and someone says, oh yeah, the penis.
Do they?
Yeah.
I do not remember
There's
this.
a whole thing about someone says something and then Zoe's like, oh yeah, the penises. Or Charlie says that someone says something about penises and then they fist bump over the table and Mary's like, don't fist bump about that over no, we're not talking about penises at the table.
You know what? I think it's around this point that my computer crashed. So, yeah, if it gets a little fuzzy for a minute, work with me. But yeah, I think that's why I was like, I don't remember that conversation.
No, it was so good though. That was like, it was a very humanizing point of this family to be like, no, we're not talking about penis at the table.
Yeah.
And then it also, Charlie takes his vitals. He has a wristwatch that checks his vitals.
Yeah.
And he has a notebook that he writes all of his vitals. And he's like, just to be clear, my vitals have all been normal. And they're like, thank you for letting us know, Charlie. Didn't know that was something we should worry about.
Hey man, kid's got his thing, you know? You gotta just be like, hey man, I'm glad. You know, let me know if it looks bad.
And that's what they do.
And I'll help you, you know?
Yeah, they don't say anything about any of his weird hobbies. They're just, well, James like gives Mary a look and raises his hands at the antics, but they don't say anything. They're just like, okay, thanks.
I'm just glad it wasn't like a
dig.
He left and then they were like, I really wish he'd just play baseball. Like, I'm glad that they just accept him. Kids are fucking weird. Let them do their thing. Like, they're learning how to experience the world. Yeah,
let them do their thing. And the only thing they talk about, like, not even bashing their kid, the only thing they talk about with either kid is they don't want Zoe to date Henry. Yeah. It's the only thing they talk shit about with their kids.
Which, I'm sorry, if I had a 15-year-old daughter and an 18-year-old boy was trying to get up in her shit, I'd be like, bro, find someone your age.
Yeah, not doing that.
Yeah, James, no problems with me, James. Like, I got you, bro.
Charlie sees the time, and it's like 10 minutes before, 7 is when it kicks off? It's 7 to 7 or something like that?
Yeah, it's 12 hours.
So it's about to be 7, so James goes and gets everything set up in their CCTV room, which is the room we were talking about earlier. It has 2 or 3 TVs with a 4-panel split screen in them, so you get to see multiple shots of the house, the street, all this kind of stuff. It has a wall gun safe that only has 2 guns in it, which I have qualms about this later, just for the record. He pulls out a revolver, says just as a precaution. They put on the newscast thing. They lock down the house. It's these giant metal shutters that
cover the windows and
the doors.
I mean, like, it completely shuts in the house.
Yeah, like you would want this in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, it reminds me of didn't fucking Will Smith have something like that in I Am Legend?
Yeah, I think so.
It wasn't like a fancy, like press a button and everything goes down, but like he like had like
all the shutters and
that kind of thing where he'd lock the house down at night, and similar to that, but like a rich white person's.
Damn, I really want spaghetti now. In I Am Legend, he makes a whole pot of spaghetti for him and the dog, and they have dinner. They turn on the news.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the emergency broadcast system that announces the purge. It says the class 4 weapons, the certain branches or certain people in the government are immune. Oh, that's why we didn't mention it there. It says it in this emergency broadcast at the top. That's fine. The sirens blare, and you know this siren. This is almost as iconic as the Silent Hill sirens.
Mm-hmm. Or Siren Head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you know, this is such a side tangent, my mom, anytime she drives through fog, she's like, what's that game you kids used to play? I thought about it today.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Because my brother used to go to my mom for the puzzle breaking, because he was so young at the time that my mom would like help us solve the puzzles in Silent Hill.
Yeah. Just makes me think of that legendary picture of the mom with like her 3 boys and the daughter all looking over her shoulder as she's beating a level on Mario on their Game Boy.
Yes!
Like, fuck yeah.
James says the most iconic line in this movie to me here, where he says, we can afford the precautions, so we'll be fine. That's what it comes down to, is you can afford safety.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to have your fun little family dinner, and he's like, oh, we should watch a movie with the kids later, and it just gets to be another fucking night for you, you piece of shit.
It's wild, because like people in those situations genuinely just don't understand. Like, they're so disconnected from everything.
What makes it worse is we find out later that they used to be poor as shit 10 years ago. So they had a 1-year-old and a...
Sorry.
They had a 1-year-old and a 5-year-old barely making rent when the purge was still going on.
In their defense, I wonder if that is a main contributor as to why they don't participate. Because what it seems like is it's like a lot of the rich that participate go out to hunt the less fortunate or the people who don't have protection, who can't afford it. And so they choose not to do it because they're like, we at least understand how it goes. But also, like, in their situation or in their heads, like, they're patriotic Americans who are just following the law. And so they're just going to sit back and be comfortable and safe and live in ignorant bliss.
Well, that does lead into the next part.
That doesn't make it okay.
Yeah.
But
ignorance may be bliss, but it doesn't make you always absolved of the sins you then commit. Charlie asks why they don't participate. James tells him because they don't feel the need to, and Mary whips her head over to him saying, what? Like, she is baffled by this being his response. Charlie claps back with, oh, so if you felt the need to, you would. And James counters that real fast, deflecting something about, this is, you have to remember all the good this does for the country. This is just how our system works, blah, blah, blah. And this is where you kind of see Mary and James's differences, where Mary doesn't seem fully as bought into this new system as James is.
Mm-hmm.
She has she's very cautious about this whole situation and doesn't seem to be as what's the word, like, I don't want to say
laissez-faire.
Yeah, that's a good word. I was gonna say like enjoyment, but it's not enjoyment. He's just like,
enjoyment.
This is
it I think, like, the first thing that comes into my head is just like ignorance is bliss. His only thing is like, we're in here. I don't know what's going on out there. I'm just glad that me and my family are safe.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's not a bad position necessarily, but no action is just as bad as inaction is almost worse than taking action and failing. But I guess it also depends on the scenario.
It's hard.
It's hard. There's no right answer.
Yeah, this whole movie comes down to, like, your moral standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
About whether or not you believe for the greater good, murdering people, raping people, no law is good or not.
Do you think it's healthy for people to go out and lash out in the most visceral and violent ways that they possibly can?
With no repercussions.
With no repercussions.
For 12 hours.
That to me sparks in my head, like, you're just creating a world of, like, egomaniacs over time.
Yes.
And
violence breeds more violence. You're just getting people who now know they have a time that they're allowed to strike.
Just because it doesn't happen 364 days out of the year doesn't justify that it happens constantly for 12 hours straight. Shit, those death rates are probably could probably be worse than actual crime rates at a certain point, you know, if enough Americans decided they wanted to participate. My other thought is, like, they better have some good healthcare programs to help make sure people have fucking children in that universe, because they're just like population control, but unregulated population control, which is like, seems disastrous in its own way. You know,
yeah, except the economy's booming because there's no unemployment, right? Like there's 1% unemployment.
That doesn't make sense either. How does no killing or violence correlate to high employment?
Because of population control, right? Like,
oh yeah,
so all of these people are dying that they have to hire people. They don't really.
That's, you know what? Yeah.
They get to be less. They have to be less choosy because people just be dying.
Damn, that's fucking crazy. This is a wild movie to dive deep on.
It is. And yeah, even without diving politically into like everything else, diving into the economics of it or the population of it or anything else in this movie. Yeah, I didn't think about population effects. But yeah, I mean, if, I don't know, a third of your population dies every purge, fuck.
Yeah. Also, what would it look like for someone who was born outside of the country to want to gain citizenship in the United States at that point? Because
they literally, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. It's just like, my thought would be like, okay, why do you want to be a part of the United States now? Like, is it because you want to go fucking kill? But at the same time, they may not care. I don't know. It's just like,
I believe one of the movies has it to where it's like murder tourism.
Yes, I remember.
I remember there being a commercial, and I was like, that should be illegal.
Yeah,
that does not make sense to me. This is for your country.
Yeah,
there should be no travel for like the week of the purge.
Especially
no one comes
because, like, if it's something that is enforced under like constitutional law, that constitutional law, like, I mean, obviously, like, our laws apply to anyone coming in outside of the States, but like, it just gets so messy. You know?
But like, it doesn't in that sense, because anything that happens in that 12-hour period isn't going to be pursued.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. And so
this is
you don't even have to be a citizen, apparently, to
Yeah.
participate. You can just travel here for a few days and hope you come back home.
But that almost also implies that in this universe, there are no true, like, world enemies. Because, like, if any country would just let their people go to the United States to kill or be killed, like, I don't know. To me, that just sounds like there's no government conflict between nations at that point. You know, it's probably just like everyone's like, well, if the U.S. wants to do it, fucking all right. If you want to go,
who's going to tell the U.S. no?
That's the fucking scary thing. Who's going to tell the U.S. no right now in our day not to do shit?
The U.S. is the biggest bully on the playground right now.
Mm-hmm.
What I assume is that, you know how we get like high risk areas when you're do you know this, like traveling out of the country, there's a list of high risk places that they recommend you do not travel to because
as a U.S. American. Yeah, or U.S. citizen. Sorry.
I was like, wow, you've been online a little too much. U.S. American is that is an online term. Zoe fucks off to her room where this is why you know this movie's old. She has wired headphones.
Yeah.
And hears a thump but ignores it. And then a hand comes up from behind her, grabs her and slams her on the bed. And it's just Henry. He snuck in while they were eating dinner. That's not creepy at all. Because in my head, I was like, I've seen this movie before, but in my head, it was he's going to rape her. Zero consequences.
Yeah. Ugh, yeah.
And then my notes say, no wonder James doesn't want this kid around his daughter.
Yeah.
She sent him home. She's straight up like, you can't be here. Like, why are you here?
Yeah.
And obviously they can't send him home now because then they would have to lift their shields.
Yep.
And they can't do that. But they start making out, getting hot and heavy. The news starts talking about how the purge is actually about unburdening the economy by killing the poor, pretty much, is what it says. It's like you're killing the people who are using food stamps and, you know, need financial assistance and all these kinds of things. You're unburdening the economy. That's why we're flourishing, which quickly it turns into a race issue. It's a class issue. It's a class issue from the start.
Yeah.
Like it's, and the just, I got so heated in this movie, especially in the state of things currently. I'm just like, oh my God.
It's a hefty movie to watch nowadays, honestly. This
is where Mary just starts running on her treadmill, and I think her office. There's like a glass desk that doesn't have a computer on it, and there's just a treadmill. And as far as we know, Mary's just like a stay-at-home mom. So I'm not saying she doesn't deserve her own office. I just don't understand the point of all of these rooms. I guess so she can have a nice fancy room with a treadmill in it. I don't know.
Yeah.
We get these shots of Timmy rolling around, looking at everything as Charlie's hiding. He's in his room hiding.
Is he in his hidey hole?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got a little special hidey place.
Yes, yeah.
Which, like, I wanted when I was a kid. Like, damn, I need one of those.
Just a little cozy little
Just a little
area.
tuck away space, you know, like a little Harry Potter closet or something.
I mean,
like
you
that.
have one of those, but that holds all
filled
your stuff.
with random crap.
What you should do is you should just stack it up like a wall, and then you have like you move a suitcase, and then you have a little hidey hole behind it.
Oh my God.
Your wife's going to text me and be like, what did you do? As Zoe and Henry, also, like, Henry makes me feel like he's 40 years old. Just does not feel like a kid's name.
Yeah.
You're either 5 or you're 40. The in-between ages, like, don't
At least he's not like Frank. If he was named Frank, I'd be like...
Then I feel like you just call him Frankie. You just add, like, and it makes it a little less weird.
I guess. Well, they're getting real hot and heavy. And
she's
then,
unbuttoned her shirt, and he's, like, rubbing all up on her.
And then he stops, and he's like, I can't do this. And she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, listen, I gotta go talk to your dad. And she's like, what? No. No fucking way. He'll fucking kill you, dude. Like, he'll be so pissed that you're here. And he's like, no, like, I want to talk to him one-on-one, man-to-man, so that we can clear this up.
This is where he says the line of, you're mature for your age, so age doesn't matter.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm going to go explain that to him. And I'm
how
like,
much I love you. I'm like, you're
fucking wild.
The audacity of this child.
Yeah. Then it cuts to Charlie, right?
Yeah, we get a few more shots of the news explaining why the Purge exists.
Yes.
And
which
ends in them saying, obviously, whether or not you believe in the Purge, it is working and it's showing in our economy. There we go. That it's working. And it cuts to Charlie.
That's such a big way to present like how people only fucking care about money. And, like, money is truly the root of all evil because,
Which is why this movie being about this one family makes the most fucking sense.
Yes.
Because everyone is only looking at the broad picture of how it affects everything else, and they're not thinking about the people who are being affected by this.
Yeah.
It's why it had to be a home invasion for the first movie.
Yeah.
It had to be.
It had to be contained. It had to be in this specific space. It couldn't be this, like, gigantic fucking war or anything like that. It couldn't be
any of the other Purge movies.
No.
Charlie is very much affected by all of this. He seems to be a very sensitive and in-tune kid with, like you said, he has a lot of empathy. He feels for people and feels for things as you fucking should. And with Timmy, he's looking at their CCTV, and he's looking at the news and looking at all these things. He's just not doing well about it. You hear gunfire go off somewhere, which Mary clocks and makes James check out the camera with her. And he's like, oh, it's just people going hunting. I almost say dehumanizing. It is dehumanizing. Just be like, oh, they're just hunting, because in your head you're thinking animal. Hunting is done with animals. And you're just reducing human society to hunting.
Yeah, this isn't the most dangerous game, okay? These are human beings. Even in the most dangerous game, that is a human being.
Yeah.
With thoughts and feelings and emotions and life experiences and, probably people who love them, and
they don't deserve it.
No.
And that was my thing, because I was talking to the missus about this, and we were talking about how scary it is that so many people are stopped from killing simply because there's a law by it. And that terrifies me, because for me, I'm like, I just don't want to be mean.
No, I
don't need a dire consequence to not be a shit person.
No, dude, no fucking way.
And we'll talk a little bit more about my feelings on what violence breeds violence. And we'll see that in the movie here in a bit.
Yes.
Timmy is watching the CCTV Charlie is watching the CCTV via Timmy and sees someone bolt down the street and then hide right around their fence. Mary and James are talking about buying boats. Well, James is, and Mary's there. And this is where he says, I can't believe 10 years ago we could barely make rent and now we're discussing buying a boat. Look, this one has a car garage. You get to hear the stranger. Literally, his credits are the bloody stranger. He doesn't even get a name.
And that's what he is. He is a bloody stranger.
Yes, and this isn't the first movie where we've got someone just named the stranger. He is calling out. He's running through the streets just calling for someone to help him, saying, I'm not going to hurt you. I just need a place to hide. Please, just someone help me. Why won't anyone help me? This is where I don't blame Charlie. Obviously, Charlie is a child. Charlie has a lot of empathy. Why the hell did the parents give the kids codes to all of these things? Why does an 11-year-old know the code? Is my question.
See, that's a lot of the people who say that, oh, well, Charlie should have been the one that died. He's the one that caused all the issues. Bro, if you have a kid and they fuck up in school, do you realize that they're not just going to look at your kid and be like, your kid's bad. They're going to look at you and be like, how the fuck are you raising that kid?
You're responsible for your child.
You are responsible for your children. So if anyone's pissed about the fact that Charlie did this, blame his fucking parents for giving him access to the system. Because, I'm sorry, an 11-year-old shouldn't have access to the entire security system for the house that's specifically used for the day that people are allowed to fucking murder each other.
Yep.
It's not Charlie's fault.
It's not Charlie's fault. And yes, I see the argument of Charlie did the action, but he's 11 and cannot be charged in a court of law for this.
You know what you did at 11? Some really fucking dumb shit. So shut up.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, don't even apologize. That Reddit thread just pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah, I'm obviously not saying this to any of you listeners. This is to those people who are like bagging on the fucking kid. There's just no point. Sorry, we're beating a dead horse.
Everything happens very quickly, so like all of the cuts are back to back. Like, oh, we see Henry and Zoe having this conversation in the hall, and we see Timmy driving this way, and then we see the parents talking. It's jumping from points of view a lot.
Mm-hmm.
After Henry leaves, Zoe shuts herself in her room and puts her headphones in because she doesn't want to deal with the conflict of what is about to happen. Charlie unlocks the house and lets the stranger in. The barriers get about halfway up before Mary and James notice, and they book it to the CCTV room to rearm the system.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie's calling to the stranger, who has to like tuck and roll to get inside before everything closes.
Everything shuts down. Yeah, the stranger stands up, and then James and Mary run into the front room and stop as they look at this bloodied up stranger standing next to their son by the front door. James draws his rifle, or he pulls it out from
his revolver.
His revolver out from his, waistband, points it at the guy, and then
they have this crazy standoff of everyone just staring at each other, and then you just hear Mr. Sandin as Henry comes down the stairs and just starts shooting at James.
Yeah, starts this is where shit just gets fucking wild. Because you're like, oh my god, there's a stranger in the house. And then Henry walks down, starts shooting at James with a pistol. James retaliates, fucking pops a couple into Henry. Oh god, what's her name? The daughter?
I almost said Katie.
Zoe runs out and grabs Henry and starts dragging him back upstairs as James is like, oh my god, did I just hit Zoe?
Is
what
Zoe
the fuck?
okay?
Like, what the fuck just happened?
The stranger's gone.
The stranger dips. He sprints out of the room the second that this all goes down. And then
James starts digging into Charlie about how the hell could you let someone in here?
That's right.
And he's starting to go off, and Mary is just holding Charlie saying, enough. He's in here now. We have to deal with it. You're like, shut the fuck up. And again, someone on Reddit was like, no, let the dad lay into the kid. This is all his fucking fault. I'm like, this is not the time. There was a time to talk to your kid about safety, and it was about 12 hours ago, before the purge happened and what needs to happen, not during it, and there's a stranger in your house. There is nothing you can do about the fact now.
If you have children, maybe do a little safety briefing before each purge, just as a reminder, a refresher to be like, hey, once a year, just remember to be a little extra safe.
My thing that probably isn't the best, mine is the mom. I get so mad at this mom. From now forward, I get so viscerally upset with her at her lack of everything. You live in a society where people are murdering people for fun on a day, and this bitch can't wield a gun. She has zero hand-to-hand combat. Her strategy is to scream.
But that's the point. Because...
And I understand it's the point.
A rich elitist wife isn't going to need to have those skills, you know, because one, they're protected by their security stuff that they can pay for and live in a nice protected neighborhood. And her husband owns all these nice guns and, you know, all this. So she doesn't have to worry about it.
I couldn't.
And that's what, like, not to say that it's not annoying.
Right.
Like, it is annoying at points where, like, even I was like, Mary, please.
Just headbutt someone. Do something.
Just fucking God. But
I personally could not imagine being in the society and not having any type of training at all. Just a precaution, like how the revolver is a precaution. Also, on a side note, do you know there's like, I found this when I was searching for, there is a Internet Movie Firearms database, and it will go through a movie and it will tell you all of the guns in the movie.
That's crazy.
I had to find out what the gun that James uses later, the thing
that
was.
Shotgun, dude.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
So fucking cool. We'll talk about it when we get to it.
Yeah, I had to find out what it was, and so I'm just scrolling through.
It's fucking cool. I actually, like, in that scenario, or like a zombie apocalypse, that shotgun makes 100% sense.
Yes.
And like...
No, it's so killer. And that was my thing with him grabbing the revolver. I was like, your home defense just in case weapon is a revolver, and you're this bad of a shot? I was, again, bitching to the missus about, if you're that bad of a shot, if you're not going out shooting consistently and you don't know, like, you've only fired this once or twice, maybe not at all, you're not going for a shotgun?
There's also another point later that kind of reinforces your point of, like, if you knew this, why wouldn't you have had a little bit better training? And I think you probably know what I'm talking about.
And then there's, we'll get to it. There's he has this whole fancy ass gun case in the CCTV room, and then whatever. They lock themselves in the CCTV room saying they're not safe in the open. Makes sense. Mary and James fight about who is going to get Zoe. Mary's like, hey, Henry didn't shoot at me. I can go get her. He only cares about you. Oh, is that... No, the lights are still on at this point.
Yeah.
He only cares about you. And he's like, I can't let you do that. Not with that man out there. And they fight about it. And then that also reinforces the fact that she can't defend herself at all. Great. He ends up going. They, like, hug. Charlie has to stay here. James makes it into Zoe's room where Henry has bled out. He checks his pulse. Nada.
Yeah,
Kid's gone. You can see the stranger move out of frame right behind him. And, those scenes where I hate the feeling of being watched, and then just, like, the horror movie scene where they get me.
It usually does get me too. But knowing that it was the stranger, watching this movie, I think even the first time, I never felt the threat from the stranger.
No, because he's full ass in survival mode. Yeah. He's not aggressive. He's not, like, if he was aggressive, he would have fucking grabbed Charlie off the bat and would have been like,
dude,
you know?
He was in flight mode. He just ran. Like, that's what he's been doing.
He's
so, like,
just trying to survive the night.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
I was talking about this, and I was like, there's a compromise here. You don't want to die. You don't want to be on the streets. I don't know who the fuck you are, and I'm trying to protect my family. Can I lock you in a room? Mm-hmm. It's 9:00 at night. Or I can lock you in the bathroom if you want. I can lock you in the garage. I just need to lock you somewhere to keep my kids safe. You're already in my home. I'm not opening this fucking door again. There was a compromise there. To be fair, they didn't even have a chance to have that conversation, but James just did pull his gun right away. But I think I would have been in that situation as well of, like, pull the gun. Who the fuck are you? Why are you here? How'd you get in my house?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You ask questions. And maybe they could have had that conversation if Henry didn't fuck it up.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was my thought, is, like, there's a compromise here until there wouldn't have been a compromise, you know?
Yeah. But I don't know, like, seeing him, like, cross behind, it didn't, like, freak me out or anything. I was just like, well.
Those shots I just like.
Now you got a lurker.
Ew, I don't like that. On the CCTV, Charlie sees, and this is what they are called, the freak purgers.
Yeah. They're men dressed in suits, like typical blue suit and tie, almost like president, like not president, but like
they're high-end college students. They have like the prestigious school logo on it. They're in their like school cardigans.
the women are in these white gowns.
Yeah,
that are,
the boys look like students and the girls look like they're going to get christened.
Yeah.
And that was specific because the director was influenced by the Manson family.
Oh.
And so he wanted the girls to be dressed in those white outfits to really...
That's fucking creepy.
Which
they're wearing creepy fucking masks.
They went through 100 different masks before they decided on these ones. And yeah, these ones are fucking creepy. I hate these masks.
Yeah, I don't even know how to describe them because they're almost like caricature faces, but not cartoony. It's just like super exaggerated
smile.
facial features. Yeah, big smiles with like, you know, the big cheekbones and just fucking they're fucking
They have
creepy.
like the like elongated chin too. I forgot about that, where it like has a very deep jawline and then it just goes.
Yeah.
They're
very uncomfortable.
Yeah. They're just off-putting enough where you're just uncanny valley enough. He sees them shooting guns in the air, all this kind of stuff. They show up to the door. And there is the freak purgers, but we have the polite leader who is your stereotypical boy in the suit with a nice tie and the blonde hair.
Almost like a young, more defined Heath Ledger. Is kind of how it.
I'm trying to think of like Heath. I'm thinking of
the Joker.
No.
Oh.
What's his name? We talked about
Joaquin
him.
Phoenix?
No, we talked about him last week. With the ball sack in movie 43.
Oh, Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. I don't know why you said Heath Ledger and I went Hugh Jackman and I was like, this is not Hugh Jackman.
No.
He got cast right before they started shooting because every other person overacted this role.
Oh, damn.
It was the day before they started shooting they casted him.
And he just like, I mean, he does it great. He's
so
not
good.
He starts talking to them and the way that he speaks is very
upper echelon elite.
Yeah, and he talks in
he drank the Kool-Aid way.
Kind of.
He's very much he's like Mr. and Mrs. Sandin. Like, we're just like you guys are. We're upper elite kids at these. We're just following the American law of.
But very calm. He's not loud. He's just very like, we are here because it is our right to purge.
We heard you were housing a fugitive.
He is nothing but a pig, a homeless man who means nothing to you or whatever.
Our society.
Yeah.
This filthy swine. If you deliver him to us, it's like, it's very unsettling because when you think of someone who enjoys bloodlust and killing, you think of a very like ravenous, chaotic person. And he's your new stereotypical like serial killer, right? The ones who can pass as a CEO, but in their head they're murdering people type thing.
Yeah.
Like he's doing all of the right facial movements, but it's off-putting.
In some ways, it gives off a little bit of religious psychosis in the way that he is like, it is his divine right to be able to cleanse his soul through the purge.
And they call giving, he says, you're giving the swine sanctuary.
Yeah.
Like the rhetoric is
very specific.
And strong.
Yeah. It's creepy.
Yeah,
and he gives these fucking smiles and he's like, if you don't deliver him in the next hour, all of our shit's gonna arrive and
we'll have to kill you too.
And there is nothing that can keep us out.
Yeah.
So good luck. Or whatever. He didn't say good luck, but he's like,
make the right
talk to you later. Yeah, make the right choice.
Something like that.
And then they spend like, oh god, this part's fucking creepy. Because you get these like shots from all the CCTV cameras from outside of the house. One of them's like looking at a swing that's underneath a tree. And like a guy is pushing a girl and they're both in masks. You see time pass by as like, you know, the girl's on the swing and the guy's pushing her. And then it cuts to him in front of her. You know, she's still on the swing, but then he takes a gun to his head and like makes the shooting himself motion. And
it's just time passing in these quick cuts of them
like at the front door.
Yeah, existing on the property.
Making out with their masks on, and like two of the girls fight over the leader kind of playfully. Like it's gross. It's very just like hee hee giggly, like I can't wait to do what's next. And you're like, oh.
Which, if any of you had the question of how did this homeless man get into the community, these rich bitch fucking kids kidnapped him and were probably trying to and succeeding in torturing him at one of their homes. That's how he got into the neighborhood.
Yeah, I can't remember the phrase that he uses for what they were gonna do with that man, but it wasn't. It was more than just like cleanse their souls. He used a specific phrase of like they were gonna do something fucked up with him.
Yeah, it's not great.
But
I mean, they keep using pig ideology for this man, so it would be blood sacrifice.
Which that
draining.
Also like that's partially what triggered my like religious kind of thing is, you know, like swine are like not even
human.
Worthy to be eaten in some cultures because they're just that dirty. And
which also like there's a whole race aspect to this because the stranger is the only black man. We do see like the Halversons or whatever. Mrs. Halverson is black, but like
there's a black couple and then an Asian couple. But
in the main cast, it's just the stranger who's a black man.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, cool. Not only are we dealing with classism, we're also dealing with racism.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
No,
Let's just hit all of the heavy topics at once.
They wanted to hit every stop on this movie.
I hate it. James, Charlie, and Mary argue about whether or not they're going to give up the stranger. James is like, yeah, we're fucking giving him up. And Charlie's like, you're just going to let him die? And he's like, look, it's him or us, and I'm not dying. So, yeah, we're going to do this. This is where it also... They don't have a plan. So Mary gets a gun, right? And now they're going to search for the stranger and for Zoe, right?
Mm-hmm.
We still can't find Zoe. Stranger's still gone. Or Zoe's still gone. Stranger's lurking about.
Yeah.
We get the cuts from outside. James catches a glimpse of the stranger around a corner. But this is also where... So Mary gets a gun.
Mm-hmm.
James has his gun.
Mm-hmm.
Mary keeps her gun pointed down at the ground the entire time. Like she's holding something that isn't a gun, ready to use on someone. But it's also fair because she might shoot her daughter on accident. This woman who has no gun training. But we see that they cover the same spots. They didn't make a plan of like, okay, you're going to cover the downstairs. I'm going to cover the upstairs. So that way we don't accidentally run into each other and shoot each other or something like that. They just go.
Yeah, I'm usually the one to step in and be like, I think maybe it's like this or that. I don't have much of an excuse other than I think that in that moment, at least for me personally, I feel like either my adrenaline would be going so fast or like something would be in the way of my clear cognitive thinking. As much as I would think that I would try to come up with a good plan in the moment of something like that, I also think that my flight or fight responses would be preventing my brain to even make the right decisions.
I think
I don't fucking know.
No, and that's fair. It's just, for me, a basic thing. It's so basic to be like, okay, you cover one floor, I'm going to cover the other. Just to...
Some people just don't fucking know, though. Like,
and that's the point, right?
Like,
these people are just idiots.
Every person out there in the world is having a different experience, and not everyone knows that, like, you have to be smart when it comes to tactical
You just think in a world where the Purge exists and this is a possibility, you would have contingency plans put in place.
Yeah.
Because I know I would.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I would be like, oh yes, my revolver is going to be my only thing that protects me if someone breaks in my house. I'm not going to ask my wife to go to the shooting range with me just so she feels comfortable enough around guns in case she needs to use it. This is contingency level alpha, but like...
But again, the point of it is
the
rich elite aren't supposed to be touched, really.
Yeah.
It's only supposed to be the lower class, the people who can't afford protection or security that are the targets. So
eat the rich.
Like, it's but that
yeah.
That's the point.
I know, it's the point.
So good.
It's the point of the movie, and they did it because I'm so mad.
When a movie pulls you like this in one direction so fucking hard, whether you like the movie or not, you know that they did a good job.
Yes, I feel very many emotions about this movie.
Yeah.
And it's all because it's a good movie. It's not because I hate this movie. I
No.
hate this movie because I'm angry.
We can
but
say
it's a good movie.
we can say we hate things in this movie, but this is a great movie. Like, genuinely, it was very defining for the time, honestly.
Yes.
You know, people were able to use it as a sort of benchmark in our reality back then. Now so more than ever, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's just like, holy shit. It's just one of those movies now that I wouldn't be surprised if it gets put on the fucking list one day, you know, for 1,000 movies to watch before you die or whatever.
Charlie decides that he's going to find the man.
Yeah, with Timmy.
So he sends Timmy around. He's looking around, finds him creeping behind a couch, and the man looks at it and is just like, what the fuck? And tries to back away. But Timmy keeps flashing at him until he leads him away and leads him to his secret hiding place upstairs in his bedroom.
Yep.
It takes him a while to get up there, but Mary ends up going upstairs.
Oh, did we mention that at the start of the countdown for the hour that they have to release the homeless man, they cut off the power.
Oh, yes, thank you. I forgot to mention that.
Right after the dude makes his whole big speech, he walks away from the door and then he says, "Cut it now." And then all of a sudden, all the lights go off. And the only lights that come back on are the ones in the CCTV room.
Yeah, they're on emergency power, so it's running very minimal.
Yeah.
So
it's pitch black in the house, pretty much.
Yeah, so everything's done by flashlight, which makes it even worse that she's holding her gun by her side.
Yeah, so when we see the dude hiding behind the couch, there's no lights on. Like, he's sneaking around the house in the dark.
Yes, it's very stealthy and tactical. It makes sense. It's not just like, what is it? Is it the first scary movie where he's like, wait, turn around. I'm hiding again. Do you see me? It's not like that.
I don't remember, but
he's like hiding behind the couch and then he's behind the curtains and you can see his boots. And then like, it's not like that. But yeah, so the lights got cut. And in that moment too, Mary and James get into an argument about the security system. And he's like, they're 99% okay. There's the 1% that we can't account for. Nothing is impenetrable. And
he's like, it's supposed to, he says, it looks great. And she's like, it fucking looks great.
Oh, yeah. And he doesn't know enough about the technology. So she's pissed. She's trying to ask questions. And he's like, I don't know. And she's like, which you sell them.
Also adds this layer of like, you know, it's understandable that your neighbors don't really like you because you kind of conned them with a shitty security system and just like fucking took all their money. Like, that's not great.
He's not wrong. It looks good. It looks intimidating and it would work against zombies. But we learn, like the polite leader said, we have our ways of getting in. And it's like, oh shit. I thought they were going to hack it. Like, that was my thing. Because like in today's society, it would just be like, oh, everything's on the cloud, my guy. You're getting fucking hacked.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Let me call it my guy.
I got a guy for this. Charlie eventually gets the stranger into his little hiding hole behind the closet, which the parents don't know about, which is wild. Because there's like a hole cut in the back of his closet that he then puts a poster board up, or like not poster board, like card, like what you would do a science project with, up to hide it. And Mary comes into the room. He hides Timmy under the bed so she can't see him. And she looks in the closet and doesn't even see it before a thump somewhere startles her and she leaves the room.
Well, yeah, I think because at one point the people outside start like hitting on the windows and stuff and like banging on the doors.
They'd be
like,
getting rowdy.
They start like giggling and singing. Like two of the girls start singing in unison and it's fucking creepy.
The leader calls out to James that he wants to talk by the door.
Yay.
And he's asks, why haven't you given him to us? This is our right. You know, I have no qualms about killing you. Like, I don't want to, but, you know, if you stand in our way from doing this, we're going to break in and kill all of you. And then his friend comes up, interjects and is rowdy as fuck, saying, give us the fucking pig. And he just clocks him.
Yeah, the leader shoots the dude in the head.
And he's like, sorry about that. I don't condone that behavior. And you're just like, that's even scarier.
Well, and he's like, he was one of my closest friends. I don't know you, so imagine what I would do to you, someone that I'm not even close with.
And this,
And that's a good, like, I did not deliver it well. The way he delivers it is so menacing that it makes you like want to kind of sit back and like put your head into your shoulders a little bit.
He
Like,
does the whole smile thing the entire time.
He's such a good, like, I'm so glad that they really were picky about the masks, the actors, like it really paid off in the end.
Yes, no, everything lined up really well for this movie. And this is what I meant earlier when I was saying like violence breeds violence. You're just breeding people who are counting down till they are able to kill.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's
that's
just...
Yeah,
it's
and I'm agreeing with
the
you.
The U.S. becomes a breeding ground for egomaniacs.
And it's just... You're... Yeah, I don't have the words.
I know, it's
the
just,
vocabulary
it's
to be
so
like,
much.
this is so bad.
That's the thing. This movie provokes emotions that are hard to even describe sometimes. Like, you're just like, holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Zoe appears out of nowhere, falling in front of Timmy on purpose, and says, "Hey, Charlie, I'm so sorry. I hope everyone's okay. I'm gonna go hide in your secret spot."
She says Henry's dead.
Henry's dead. I have his gun. I'm gonna go hide.
Yeah.
I hope you're safe. I love you. And then he just says, "No."
Yeah, she's like, "I'm gonna go hide in your spot." And he's like, "Oh, fuck."
Oh, James comes up on the stranger, and he's got Zoe at gunpoint. And they have this whole, like, standoff about how, don't drag my children into this. We don't deserve this, blah, blah, blah. And the stranger's like, I don't deserve this either. Like, I just want to survive the fucking night. I'm not dying tonight.
And that makes James stop for a second. Like, he doesn't have an immediate reply to that either. He's like, what? Well, you can't fucking do this shit.
What he ends up doing is calling him a coward for hiding from these people who want to kill him.
Yeah.
He's like, either you can go out there and die like a man, or you can die in here like a coward.
And you're gonna get my family killed
in the process. And you get James's POV of looking behind the stranger, where Mary has her gun trained on the stranger. But I don't trust this woman to shoot that gun near my daughter. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Also, I would argue to James that I think it's cowardice to give in and just let the dude die.
Yeah.
Because it's braver to fight back against these people and try and save a life.
Eventually, James yells, "Shoot him, honey, shoot him!" And the stranger throws Zoe from getting shot. I don't know if that was his intention for her not to get hurt, because then she slams into the wall and gets a concussion and passes out. But, like, he separates them enough instead of dragging her with him. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. Homie's just trying to live. He doesn't want to hurt your daughter either.
Well,
right?
he gets tackled by James, and they get into a scuffle.
There's gunshots going on. There's so much stuff happening in the scene. And again, it's very dark.
Yeah. Also, again, this house, you don't know where the fuck you are in this house at any moment. And that's a good thing. That's the point. And we talk about this all the time in so many other horror movies. It's great because you feel lost. That lost feeling adds to the hopelessness that you're supposed to feel when you're watching a fucking horror movie.
Yes, agreed. And they end up knocking out the stranger as well. They get everyone back into the CCTV room, where James has decided, we're throwing him to the wolves. Get me rope, get me tape. They get duct tape. They tape up his mouth, his hands. They're trying to get him all together. And then you kind of just see when it hits Mary what they're doing. She stops moving and she looks at James and says, "Look what you're doing. What are we doing? What has happened to you?"
Is it at that point, or is it after James tells her to?
Oh,
you remember that?
Yeah, no, I not forgetting that.
Okay.
He wakes up, and at one point, like, James is fighting him and tells Mary to.
They're trying to, like, tie him up.
He's like half tied up. It's when they're trying to move him to the chair.
Oh, that's right.
So he's got his arms behind his back, duct taped, and his legs duct taped with duct tape on his mouth, and they're trying to move him into a chair to yeet him outside.
But he keeps freaking out and, like, wiggling and, thrashing. And so James tells Mary to grab a letter opener
and
push it into his wound, or like push on his wound that's in his stomach. And she's like so hesitant, and James is like, "You have to fucking do it. Just fucking do it." And it's like, it's a crazy fucking scene because obviously she's not prepared, but like she fucking jams it in there and makes him scream, and he's like, "You gotta do it again." Yep. And so it's just this fucked up scene. And then like it cuts to Zoe laying on her side, and she's awake now, and she's crying because, like, she's watching her parents torture this man, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, how do you...
Charlie's yelling at them to stop, too, at this point.
Yes,
like,
Charlie is not having it.
No. This is so unnecessary because this man has a wound in his stomach. You could have done anything with that wound instead of stick something else in it, and it would have been fucking painful. You didn't have to stick anything. You could press on the wound with your fingers. You could press on it with anything. You press on it, not re-stab into it.
Karate chop his wound.
There's so many things you could do. But
just like punch him in the side.
Anything.
Punch him in his wound.
Yeah, that would have worked. But instead, no, let's stab him with a letter opener. They finally get him into the chair, and they're duct taping him to the chair, and that's, where Mary stops and says, no, I'm not doing this. I can't do this. Look at you. And, like, this is wrong. He goes over to her, and she tries to cup her face, and she just yoinks away from him, being like, don't touch me. No, don't touch me. When did this happen? Look at yourself. Like, what is going on here? Charlie leaves, and this is my thing, too, right? What other movie did we talk about where people kept leaving and I'm like, why? Why do you keep wandering off on your own?
To be fair, it could be Steel Trap.
I was thinking Steel Trap.
It could be...
I can't remember. It might have just been Steel Trap where people keep leaving on their... I mean, we talked about this in Resident Evil. Why do you guys keep separating and where are you?
It was probably Resident Evil. It was definitely Resident Evil 2. I remember, not 2,
but as well.
As well, when we were talking about it, because I remember being like, somehow they're not in the same room together anymore.
And we don't know how.
We don't fucking know. Just watch the movie.
So Charlie runs off. Mary leaves to go find Charlie and leaves James to handle the situation.
Yeah.
He looks over and sees that Zoe is awake, and he apologizes about Henry. She says, apologizes about Henry and says that everything is going to be okay. And Zoe's shell-shocked of, how would anything ever be okay ever again? Look at what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of shakes him. That's what finally gets him to look at the stranger as a human and not just some random obstacle in his way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Stranger, at this point, has gotten the tape off of his mouth, and he looks over at James and says, do it, save your kids.
Yeah.
And
He's like, throw me out there.
Save your kids. And again, he's not a bad guy. He just has a rough go at life, and everyone's killing him for it.
The stranger's the best guy in this movie.
He's also he's a fucking vet, man. Like, he's wearing his goddamn dog tags, and this is how shit goes down.
Well, and that that is totally on purpose, because that speaks to how many homeless are veterans in our society. You know what I mean? Like, that is, there's so many fucking layers to this movie.
The freak purgers reinforcements show up, and it's big ass trucks with chains, because hey, turns out you can just rip off these steel panels.
Yep.
So sorry, I was I was thinking logistically about these steel panels, right? They just slide into place. They're not like the roll ones. They're just, where do they go?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I mean, like, the first floor, it makes sense, right? Because it would just, like, go up into the wall. But then the second floor, it depends on how much wall there is between the top of the window and then the roof.
And so if there's steel panels that just, they're not on tracks? There's no reinforcements to keep them there? They just,
it's just a fucking...
Yep.
It's just a baking sheet over every window.
That's what it comes down to.
On a fucking Lego mechanical track.
Hey, yeah. That's pretty
fucking
much
hell. That's some fucking, like, crackhead shit, like crackhead purge, like, they're just fucking, it's just like tinfoil and fucking
and baking sheets.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
It's just, you did that high end. You use better steel, but you can pop that shit off easily, apparently.
That just made me realize that means there's probably a good amount of the populace that use the purge to just do whatever drug they want. I mean, I guess people do drugs no matter what.
Everyone goes to killing, and
All crime, including murder. Well, there's a lot of other crimes besides killing out there.
But no one's doing art theft. No one's robbing a bank. To be fair, a lot of those activities are in central downtown areas that are breeding grounds for murder.
Yeah.
But it's just...
What about the memists who, like, you know, the weird laws in, like, the weird states where, like...
You can't drive a donkey downtown?
Yeah, you can't, you can't eat a deer with a spoon or something like that. Like... The memist would be like, "Well, I'm gonna fucking do it."
Everyone jumps.
I'm gonna use the purge as an excuse to hit my son at a mall.
It's just all crime is legal, and the only crime anyone cares about is murder. Is wild to me. But that we live in America. Dude, we love our guns.
Yeah,
I don't know.
mean, the most I'd probably do is steal, but I'd be too afraid to go out and steal.
That's what I said. It's like, I would want to go steal stuff, but I don't want to die.
I'd want to break into a Target and steal a bunch of fucking video games and, like, electronics and shit. A bunch of clothes and just, like, a bunch of food. Humans are inherently violent. And that's why I don't like going outside.
You're saying what the scientist at the start of the movie said, that humans are inherently violent, and I do not agree with you.
You don't think so?
No, I think humans can be violent, and we have a very high capacity for violence. However, a lot of animals do. It's just the fact that we have a higher brain capacity that we do it for joy or some shit, the thrill. I don't know. But look at art and look at music and look at the beautiful things that people do.
Know.
Like, I don't believe that humans are inherently violent.
And that's a fair thing to say, especially because in our reality, the only way that we can experience that positive and have that positive humanity is because of the negative. It's the yin and yang, you have to have the contrast. It can't just be the one thing. It's got to be a fucking little bit of everything.
The barricades get ripped off.
Yes.
Like tinfoil. And,
yeah, literally.
James says, we're going to fight. They're not going to give up. They're not going to give up the man, right? They go into the basement and they just have guns. What? More
guns in the bag in the basement?
You have a gun safe in the CCTV room, but you have a bag?
Maybe those are his last-ditch guns. I don't know.
This part didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Most people who own guns have a gun safe. And
that's it.
That's where you keep your guns, in the fucking gun safe. Not my secret stash of guns in the basement that are less protected than my keypad fucking... Am I missing something? Do they not just walk into the basement?
Do you want my bathroom guns or my garage guns? Oh, you might actually be thinking about my basement guns.
Like what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't get it.
No, it's fair.
Also, they don't untie the stranger. They're like, we're not going to give him up. But they're going to leave him tied up.
Well, to be fair, they don't. No. I would have let him go because he showed me that he was willing to sacrifice himself for my family. That tells me he's not going to hurt my family if I let him go.
Just lock the kids in a room and let him free, okay? So you don't have to help him. Just, if you're that upset about it, right? Lock your kids in the CCTV room. Whatever.
Yeah.
And what they do instead is wild. Yeah. But then you cut him free and say, okay, they broke in, you're on your own. We're not a team here, right? Like, why leave him tied up?
I would want him on my team.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Another body.
I would, want him also on my team. But if you care that much that you're not protecting him, then just let him fucking go. They broke into your house already. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But
let him figure it out.
Exactly. They tell Charlie to hide in the basement. And this is the only part where I was like, kid, you're an idiot. Because he has his flashlight on, scanning the basement the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this is just ignorance.
Yeah.
Like, the kid is 11. He's probably scared of the dark still. He doesn't want to be there while people are breaking into the house. Where did Zoe go?
Good question, because do we even see her for, no, we do see her once more for, the rest of the movie, but we don't really see her.
Did she just leave after the whole, is everything going to be okay talk?
Yeah, did she go to her room?
I don't know. She's gone now.
The kids do like to go to their rooms. So maybe. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. It seemed like she wanted to stay out of her room since that's where Henry's dead body is.
Oh, yeah, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she went to the hidey hole.
Maybe. I just call them kids, the freak purgers. They're fucking college students, man. These kids bust in and they just start shooting at random stuff, lighting it up because they can. One of the ladies has, dual machetes. When she looks badass, I'm not gonna lie. Like the white dress with the creepy mask and then just like swinging the machetes around.
Skipping down the hall.
It's a good shot.
It's fucking cool.
Another note to teach this woman how to hold a gun. The leader finally wanders in after, so their front door is like a French door, so it's the dual doors.
Yeah.
And it had the barricade that comes down, and then their glass doors that also have like bars in it. And so someone broke in through a window that they ripped the barricade off of and then let the leader in so he gets to walk in all fancy dancy like.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie keeps shining the flashlight everywhere, instantly getting rid of what's his word?
Giving his position
away because he scans over to the door and the door's shut, and he scans over somewhere else, scans back to the door and the door's open. And you're like, oh shit, someone found you. And now he decides to turn off the flashlight. And not even turn it off, he just like faces it to the ground.
Yeah.
And I get it. A lot of it's because of lighting. You need extra light, but there are different ways to do it. If you wanted lighting in the scene, do the emergency lights. Like, there's different fucking ways.
Yeah, like the way that you lit the other. Yeah, I don't know.
Also, they say basement, and I feel like he's just in a bedroom off of the main floor. It doesn't look like a basement.
The house is a maze.
Mm-hmm.
In my head. There's not much. There's making sense of the entryway, and that's about it.
Yeah.
In my brain.
Did I forget to mention James gave him a gun?
James gives Charlie a gun.
Who has never shot a gun in his life, which again, if I lived in a society with a purge.
Motherfucker. I'm so sorry about that. Just dropping everything today.
Dropping plates. Good song. So.
Drinking out of cups. Eat a bitch. Sorry.
If we lived in a society where the purge was a thing, you best fucking believe as soon as my kids are able to, I am teaching them how to shoot a goddamn gun.
Yeah, I think gun safety courses can be taken at an age as young as like 8 years old.
But I guess this also goes back to your point of them being fucking rich people who never thought they'd have to do this, right?
Yeah,
like,
those are to make them feel better. By being like, oh, well, we'll be fine. We have the security system and I have guns in the safe.
Not actually.
The time actually comes to use them and they're like,
fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
To be fair, it looks like James knows how to handle his shit when it comes to that shotgun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's...
I can't wait to talk about that shotgun.
It is coming up. So James he shoots this guy who finds Charlie, the purger who finds Charlie. He shoots him like 4 times, just...
Yeah.
And overkill, but also, you're near my kid. I get it. The leader zones in on one of Zoe's photos on the hall and is like, that's a pretty lady. And even calls out to one of his lackeys, like, hey, come check out Lady Sandin. She's quite exquisite. Which, this is where we find Zoe. She was hiding under a bed.
Oh, yeah.
In a room that this guy, one of the purgers, was wandering around in. I'm just saying, have better hiding spots.
Yeah.
Like, in a society, again, I don't know, maybe I overthink the situation, but...
My thought would be, okay, now that Stranger is okay, like, we're not worried about him, I'm gonna go back to the secret spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that's compromised anymore. It's not like the Stranger's gonna be like, she's in the closet. Like...
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's... And again, maybe it's also just fight or flight. You're just instinctively trying to find things, and under the bed is... I think it's also, we've just seen so many horror movies that in my head, under the bed is the worst spot because that's where everyone should look first because you're always under the bed.
Yeah. My first thought of under the bed is always going to be Taken. Like, I always just think of... Have you seen Taken?
I haven't seen Taken. I know.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, just... contingency plans, man. Other places to hide. And I know I keep harping on this, and maybe it is because I have like a deep-seated fear or I watch too much true crime or whatever. Just in my head, you would have safer places to be.
Mm-hmm.
He tells Charlie to hide in a different room after he like pulls him up off the ground. I think he goes back to the CCTV room. I can't remember where he puts him. Mary is getting stalked around the house by one of the purgers. And this purger creeps me the fuck out because he catches her. He like leans his head in from outside the window watching her walk by. And then she moves out of the way and he's standing there still just watching her. And for no one's effect but his own, he's just getting off on the fact that he's like, you don't know I'm here and you're looking for me.
That's the thing is these people, the college kids, the freak purgers, they've been portraying that all night of like, this is the night that they wait for all year. These are the people that we talk about, the egomaniacs, that this becomes their magnum opus every year of like, you know, nothing is better than this day. And so like, I'm sure every other fucking day of the year, they're just thinking about this. It's like the now that the time has finally come, they're giddy and they're just like, they're in this, they're almost high in a way, but they're not on drugs. None of them are. They're just like,
it's the herd mentality of like, this is what's going to happen. This is so great.
You guys are fucked because it's 2 adults and 2 kids versus a shit ton of able-bodied young adults.
Yeah, at least like 15 of them. There's so many
There's
of them.
a lot of them.
And the thing is it sounds like they only kill one person a night because they're dead set on killing this guy specifically.
Yeah, it's not like they're like, oh, fuck it, we only have tonight. We got to kill someone. Let's move on. It's like
it's very ritualistic, whatever the hell they do.
It is very, it's culty without them being in a cult.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like maybe that's how college fraternities in that universe can come to be. You know, these college kids, they get this idea, you know, or like they have this group that they become friends with over time. And then they like get this idea of, oh, we need to do this. And then it becomes a whole fucking ritual for these kids. And then like shit for college kids, it could become like a hazing ritual of like, in order to get into our house, you have to come and fucking murder this guy in front of us. You know, like the layers, bro. Just the fucking layers.
And I don't know if that, obviously there's no better or worse in this situation, but it's wild to me that they're only killing one person. Because you think a group of this size of people would just like take a street and just mow that shit down, but they don't. It's weird.
Yeah.
This is where we get the Mossberg 590 chainsaw shotgun.
This thing, yeah, it's a good thing they called it a chainsaw shotgun because he holds it like you would a chainsaw because it has the handle about halfway down the barrel on the top of the barrel so that he's literally like holding it like you would a chainsaw.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick. And again, this is why I say it's perfect for a situation like this in like a home scenario, like a home protection scenario, because it's close quarters. And if you need to like fucking
maneuver,
sweep with that shit, you can do that. Also, in a zombie apocalypse, that's a good way to not lose your fucking weapon or like lose your grip. You know what I mean? Like you have a steady hold of that thing and you can just fucking cock it up a little bit and aim for the head, you know, in a zombie apocalypse. So like,
dude, no, it's a sick ass gun.
It's genuinely so cool.
I'm just like, I'm really partial to shotguns though. They just like, they hit a nice little itch in my brain. I love shotguns.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
So James gets into the game room that has pinball machines, a foosball table. Like I say game room, I mean fucking game room. Like there's a half bar in here. Like this is what the fuck kind of rich people money is this? And there's a pool table. He gets overpowered by, I think there are like 5 or 6 college kids in here that he just like has to fight all of them. He gets one guy and he's slamming his head into the pinball machine. He gets beat up with a pool stick.
He's dodging an axe from one of the ladies as she swings and like slams it in the fucking pool table.
He uses the gun at one point to stop it from hitting him.
Yeah, I mean it's fucking wild. After it's crazy because at one point, he like rolls off the pool table to avoid the axe. The girl like climbs on top of the pool table and starts like yelling and goes to jump at him. And she stands up and he fucking blasts her in the chest.
Oh yeah.
And this is crazy because like if they used a stunt double, that probably fucking hurt. She literally falls back a little bit and like hits the middle of her back on the fucking side of the pool table and then flops off like violently.
I think I had to look because one of the blonde female freak purger is a stunt double. Her whole thing is like she's a stunt person.
Well, I'm
assuming it's probably her.
That looked like it fucking hurt though, because it's a genuine like her feet give out and she falls and her back hits the end corner of the pool table. And then she fucking flails off. Like, I was like, holy shit. You know, when we talk about practical effects and stuff like, like 30 Days a Night and some of that, it's just like, damn, like it looks so fucking good. Like that's just so real. Like having that person actually like take the fucking hit.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh man.
I feel like we don't talk about stunt doubles or stunt people enough, but like A+ motherfuckers make movies.
Oh yeah,
oh
100%.
my god,
Y'all are the reason that action and thriller movies can even exist. You know?
I wish when I was younger I would have known that that was a career, because I so would have loved to be a stunt person, but my body is wrecked now that I don't have like the muscle memory or muscle at all to do that.
No,
But
I
God,
totally.
that would have been a kick-ass job.
Yeah. I get to just show up at work and jump off of shit all day, like get fucking beat up by the good dude in the movie. Like hell yeah.
That sounds so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I would have loved to be like one of the putty monsters in Power Rangers that just kind of get tossed around.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, it would have been so good. But he ends up fending off everyone. He like beats some guy with the one of the pool balls. At one point they separate. It's like him and the last one. They separate and they both go for guns. And I'm like, you rely on your weapons too much. You can't hand-to-hand combat. Fucking get on it, my guy, because they both go for guns. James gets his first, shoots him, and then he double taps a few of them. And I'm like,
yeah, he
zombies.
stands up and he double taps that dude. He double taps one of the other ones. And I'm just like, I was like, holy shit. Okay.
He goes to turn a corner and he gets stabbed by the leader, just an anticlimactic stab to the stomach.
Into the stomach.
Who says, your soul has been cleansed.
Yeah,
Thank you for the unforgivable purge.
He like
night.
gently lays him onto the ground and gets close to him and is
Kisses
like,
his forehead.
yeah, it's really gross.
This is such a big group of people because there are more people. There's more chaos happening downstairs and there's still more people outside in the trucks. Because Charlie is watching the CCTV and sees Grace and her husband show up behind some of the purgers and just shoot him down.
Yep, just mow him down right next to the truck.
And here, there's a juxtaposition with they're dressed in all black, where the Sandin family is pretty much in all white.
Mm-hmm.
And so you see this interesting, and we talked about this in Audition, how Asami was dressed in white to look ghostly and like death.
Mm-hmm.
In American cinema, you wear white to portray innocence.
Mm-hmm.
And so like having them as like the innocent family, and then you have this other neighborhood family who you're like, oh, that's odd. They're dressed in all black, show up, and you're like, you already have like your gears clicking in your head, like, what the fuck is happening? Because you're like, oh, they're helping.
Mm-hmm.
How strange.
Mary gets found.
Yeah, she has no combat skills or gun skills, and I've beat that horse to death, but like she gets taken over easily and she's just begging for her life. That is the only thing she has. And, you know, generally in situations where you get, as a female presenting person, you get captured by someone, the whole thing is you're supposed to make a scene and like make it so people can't ignore what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I feels like this just drives them harder in this situation because this is what they want. They love terrifying you. You didn't realize that one of these people has been stalking you for the past 10 minutes.
Yep.
The two freak purgers get shot by the neighbors, but Mary doesn't see them. They go, it's the Halversons, I think, are the ones who...
Doesn't she? I thought they like looked at her and then like walk around the corner.
They look at her. I don't know if she looked at them. I don't know if she caught who it was, because by the time she looks down the hallway again, they're already gone. They find... Oh, Mary... They leave Mary alive, and then she finds James bleeding to death, and he's like he's on the stairs, or trying to get to the stairs. I don't know. They're around the stairs somewhere. And they start screaming for the kids. Charlie shows up like immediately, and the leader shows up at this moment. Zoe comes in as he's talking and just shoots him from behind.
Yep.
And she keeps apologizing to James about everything and her family about everything. And Charlie puts his heart monitor bracelet on James, so they kind of just listen to him die.
Yeah, the beeps slow down and then the beeps just stop, and then they all start crying.
And the neighbors descend on them, and Mary thanks them, but Grace is like, bro, we aren't actually here to save you. We want to fucking kill you. You've been rubbing your money in our face this entire time, and as soon as we saw your shutters go up, we were like, we gotta take the shot.
Yeah, she was like, oh no, you weren't meant for them. You were meant for us.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit. Okay. Oh, fuck.
And then, again, this is where Mary pisses me off, where she just, I get it. It's your instinct to scream and do those kinds of things, but it's not helping in this situation. No one is going to help you. And maybe it's the defeatism in me where I'm just, this isn't helpful. You're just wasting energy. Like, fighting back, yeah, but screaming at them, they just said they want to kill you, man.
She
like,
keeps like begging too. She's like, please, these are my children. Like, I just let me hold them, you know, this and that. And they're like,
no.
bro, no. And, you know, she starts trying to like get rowdy and yell because they're like tying up the kids. One of them threatens to kill Charlie right there if she doesn't fucking stop.
They tie them up and then stand around them in a circle and hold hands.
Oh, yeah.
And do the weird...
It's the thing
it's culty, but it's like American patriotism, because it's like they're singing the national anthem, but it's the new thing about like, we thank they're praying over their meal, right? It's we thank our forefathers for the cleansing and the bullshit and the whatever, we've heard it before, right?
Yeah.
Like in the text thread, they're thanking the new fathers, the new founding fathers, and blah 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 blah. And a stranger comes up during this whole thing, grabs Grace, and she's so important to this group that he gets all of them under control in like an instant. And this is the same thing I thought about the leader, where it's just like, he has such a big crew. You're telling me no one, I guess he just shoots people at random on Purge, but the bigger of a group of people you have, the harder they are to control.
Yeah.
And he had such a big crew. I feel like Grace shouldn't be that important that you stop shooting.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird to me. The stranger says, oh, it's Mary's call. So he corrals everyone, gets them to untie the kids and Mary. He gets them behind him and says, it's your call on whether or not he shoots them. The daughter, Zoe, is like, Mom, they tried to fucking kill us. And she's like, I don't give a shit. I was there. I know. We're going to live out the rest of this night in fucking peace.
Mm-hmm.
And she forces everyone to the dining room table.
They all have to sit there and just sit in silence while Mary has the shotgun in front of her on the table.
The stranger's like to her left with a gun too, just in case, like standing.
And they're just sitting there in silence. After a minute of not saying anything, she looks over at Mr. Halverson and is like, did you enjoy the Purge party, Mr. Halverson?
He's fuck you.
He's like, go fuck yourself. And she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What'd you say? He's like, it was fine. She's like, oh, good. Well,
she's like watching the clock too. There's like I
there's
found out
maybe a minute left before it hits 7 a.m.
Yeah, and I found out I'm a watch person apparently. There was an antique grandfather clock at Habitat for Humanity. It was like $150 and I wanted it so fucking
damn.
But I found out I'm a clock person apparently. I like clocks, I like watches. It's a thing. Nice. I don't know what's up. But there's that clock, and it's not a digital clock, it's an analog clock on the mantle. She's watching it and she looks over because Zoe's crying over her dad's dead body. And Grace takes the moment to try and grab the shotgun. Mary grabs it. Oh, this is where I was like, thank you, Mary, for stepping it up. Fucking slams the butt of the shotgun into Grace's face. Just bam, bam. And then grabs her head and fucking slams it into the table, too. And it's like, I said, we're going to live out the rest of the night in fucking peace. No more killing. Or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, she loses it.
And Grace sits back up and her face is bloody, just gushing. And she goes to grab her nose and she spits out teeth.
Yeah, she spits out teeth and blood. As she went to reach for the gun, the stranger also like pulled the pistol out and was ready to shoot that fucking bitch.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like she sits her head up and spits the teeth and blood out, and then the alarm goes off.
And she says, "Get the fuck."
And then she looks at everyone and says, "Now get the fuck out of my house." And they get up and they walk out with saying a word.
And then the stranger follows and she stops him to ask if he's going to be okay. And he kind of just nods and wishes her luck. And then the mom and the two kids just stand in the doorway as you hear all of these police sirens. And then the radio's going off about, it's 7 a.m. Let's talk about statistics about the deaths. And this was the most successful purge ever and blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, and then if you continue like watching through the credits too, the radio keeps going and it's talking about how people are getting turned away from emergency rooms because there's just not enough help and just going through it. And one of the newscasters is like, I'm walking through downtown, or I should say stumbling. There's so many dead bodies around.
Jesus Christ.
It's crazy.
That's insane. I didn't listen through all the credits. Guess I should have.
I didn't listen to all of it, but I did listen to some of it. Wild movie. I don't understand the hate on Charlie. He's a fucking kid trying to figure out his moral compass. If anything, I'm super mad at Mary for not taking the initiative to be a fucking mother and know how to protect your kids in the situation.
Yeah.
But again, you made the point of upper echelon. Everything's a theory. A possibility until it actually happens, right?
Yeah. It's all just conjecture until someone shows up at your house with a fucking group of people, a bunch of machetes, a bunch of guns, and says, "I'll kill you all if you don't give me this person."
So I would recommend. I think it's a great movie.
I recommend.
I think it's also a really good, like, fun friend movie night.
It's a great movie night movie for sure. I mean, yeah, I consider it a classic. It's not like an 80s classic. It's a 2010s classic. I think that I feel like it has enough to where it's got something for everyone. You know, if horror movies are your thing and they also freak you out, something in this movie will hit you in the right spot, and something in this movie will definitely freak you out.
Again, it's a great building block for the rest of the series too. Like, you needed a small scale, take it from a grain of salt to then explode it into the rest of the universe. You had to do it this way. Not only that, they filmed in 19 days on like a $2 million budget.
19 days.
Which is part of the reason it was only filmed in one house.
That's crazy.
They had such a tight shooting schedule with all this kind of stuff. Like, the
I
budget.
think it was perfect. I think it worked out perfect.
And James is the director, right? As well.
Ethan Hawke?
No, the director's name is
Oh.
James. Ethan Hawke didn't direct this. James DeMonaco, I believe is his name. He talked about at the end of, like, interviewing after this movie, was like, I would love to do a second one, and he fucking knocked that shit out of the park. He did a second one, and he did it the way he wanted to do, because he had the budget to do it, to do the whole everything that happens outside and everything. I can't remember if I like the second one.
Yeah, maybe I should watch it.
You don't go in expecting like a blood fest. It's a home invasion movie. You don't get to much action until, you know, the home is invaded.
Yeah. But it's also not, it doesn't feel like a typical home invasion movie. It's very
because
like,
they announce they're invading.
yeah, it's very it's very well done. Go watch it.
Add it to the list.
Yeah, add it to the list.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Follow our Instagram and threads at No Self Service Pod. Until next time.